Hey, everybody, it's Natalie B. McKenzie with The Whole Woman, and welcome to this week's episode of Living Life Authentically with Natalie B. McKenzie. So, how was your Thanksgiving? I am still on the high from a very small family gathering of 40 people. Yes, I did say 40 people. And when I tell you it was an extended family version of family reunion, that was so good. But 40 people for us is really, truly a small gathering because we could easily do 100. It was awesome. The kids are grown. We're getting ready to be great grands on so many levels. So we have nieces and grandnieces and nephews that are married, that are getting ready to have babies. And we are super excited. I hope you had a wonderful time. And if you're in law enforcement or any essential service and you missed Thanksgiving with your family because you were too busy providing necessary services that we need, we thank you for your service. This show, Living Life Authentically with Natalie B. McKenzie, is brought to you this fall season by none other than Diageo North America. Thank you, Diageo North America. That's right. And remember, especially during the holiday season, we want you to drink responsibly. So check out the Drink IQ program sponsored by Diageo North America. Okay, what do we have going on? So now you get it. We are 1 week away from our annual fundraiser. And this is our 10th year of giving toys to children in need, of giving back to the community. And we invite you to join us to help those in need. So if you have not yet gotten your tickets, go online to Eventbrite. Check out twww.holiday2023.eventbrite.com or scan the barcode on your screen if you can, so you can get your tickets. There's still opportunities for you to partner with us to sponsor. If you're not going to be able to join us, check us out so you can find out how you can donate. All the dollars donated to us go towards our nonprofit cause for fighting atrocities against women worldwide. And who's our beneficiary this year? None other than Never Alone Again. Why fix it if it's not broken? They do amazing work. And do you want to know what else? Center for Food Action, who we just did a big food drive for them. How about CFA called up Never Alone Again before Thanksgiving to see if they needed produce and meats to give to those people that they support. Talk about a community working together and each one helping each other. We're so excited to be part of this community of giving. We thank you for supporting us. And remember, get your tickets for our fundraiser on Sunday. It's Party with a Purpose. You know it. We've got bubbly going nonstop. Capital Grill is our sponsor. Diageo North America is partnered with us again. We hope to see you there. Bring your loved ones. Get your tickets. Support, support, support. Today, we have, of course, an amazing guest because that's the only guest we ever have. But this guest today, ladies and gentlemen, she is an award-winning choreographer. She's been awarded a dance scholarship, yes, to the Juilliard School. And boy, did she use it well. She has taught and choreographed for over 25 years. So our guest is choreographer, producer, director, and actress, also the founder and producer of Little Miss African American Pageant. Help me welcome today's guest, Miss Lisa Ruffin.
Well, hello. Hi.
Welcome, Lisa. Did you have a good, happy Thanksgiving?
I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I got to spend time with a lot of my friends that I hadn't had a chance to see, and I ate everything.
Well,
Everything.
I'm glad you did because so did I. So we're in good company. And I want to correct something because I said Ruffin as if you have one F, and I want to correct that. It's Lisa Ruffin. I apologize. And thank
I
you for not
appreciate
just like say, I don't know who you're talking about, but Lisa Ruffin is not here, but Lisa Ruffin is in the house.
Thank
So,
you for the correction.
Lisa, oh no, thank you for being so gracious. Tell us about yourself, other than the fact that we both ate more than we needed for Thanksgiving, which is what it's all about. Where are you from and who gets a scholarship to Juilliard? Come on now.
Well, I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I was a busy little girl, and my parents put me in dance class, so I used to be able to go and dance all day. not ever thinking that I would make a profession of it. And I met a gentleman who was a guest choreographer when I was like 15. Otis Salid is his name. Oh, look how adorable. And
That perfect first position.
and he asked me, what am I going to do with my life? And I said, I've got to go to college. There's no question. I got to go to college and probably major in communications or psychology. He said, well, why don't you go to Juilliard? That was where he went. And that was not anything that was on my radar. So he and a lovely lady named Linda Wharton rehearsed me, and I auditioned, and I went to New York at 15, actually, when I auditioned, and I got a scholarship. And I'm 16, I got on an airplane and got accepted to the Juilliard School.
Okay, wait a minute. You're the youngest of 8. You're a little girl. You're dancing because you were a little busybody, kind of, sort of, as you said. And your parents let you go. Tell us about the family dynamics, because they sound like they're pretty evolved to let you go off to New York City at 16 years old.
Well, that's what the surprise was, because Otis spoke to them and went and had a meeting with my parents, and they said, well, we'll see. So I went, I auditioned, I got the scholarship, and my father said, I'm not paying. You've been dancing since you were a little girl. If you don't know how to dance by now, you're never going to learn how to dance. And his thing was, how are you going to possibly earn a living, being a dancer? Because, it's a very short window career wise. So I just had to do it. I had to. There was something inside of me. I just had this passion, and I wanted to move and create beauty and just the lights and just the whole. I saw Judith Jamison do Cry, which is a beautiful ballet that Alvin Ailey choreographed. And prior to that, I was in the ballet studio with my little point shoes and being a little ballerina. And she had bent her back and she was moving. And I said, something in my life changed and I needed to do it. So I started with Bob Johnson's Afro-American Dance Center. Now, they taught me how to dance. Technically, I was on point, but they taught me how to dance.
Move
And
your
there's
body.
a difference.
Ballet is all about being ramrod straight and extended and, the swan. But that movement, wait, did you always dance, Lisa? What else did you have going on in this young life of yours before you shipped off to New York City, or maybe even after you got to New York?
Nothing. I didn't want to do anything else. That's all I wanted to do was dance. And it's interesting. The first audition that I went to in New York was for a video, Kool and the Gang's video, Joanna. I didn't even know who Kool and the Gang was. And they had been rehearsing all day. They had been auditioning all day. And I was the last one in there. And I came in with my little skirt on and my little Juilliard body. And they said, okay. And I just caught the combination, and I ended up getting the job. And that was my first job. And it pretty much changed my life because it gave me, and I won an American Music Award too.
But wait a minute.
And the guy,
Wait a minute, because I feel like we're missing a little bit of something here. You love pageants. You're creating the Little Miss African American pageant, but where did that love come from? Talk to us about that experience, or what was going on in that part of your life.
Well, when we were growing up, everybody watched the pageants, at least, in my family. And my father would always say, excuse me, oh, you'll never win because Black girls never won. Vanessa Williams was the first Black girl that won. And that was like after this. And this was Hal Jackson's pageant that a lot of the girls were involved with, because they gave you scholarships. You got to travel. You got a car. I mean, my goodness.
Now, were you in school or already at Juilliard when you did the pageants?
No, I was like 14 when I won.
Oh.
I was young. I know, I was just a baby.
What were your siblings when you were out dancing and doing pageants and winning? Tell us what was going on with your siblings and the family dynamics. That's exciting.
Oh, they were all professionals. They were all very professionals. Nobody in my family really in the arts. Writers. I have a sister who wrote for Essence. She was one of the first editors there. And yeah, no, I'm the only one. I'm the only one in the arts.
So
So
you get
I
to New
have,
York City. You get
I,
to New York City and you took the whole term of lights, camera, action to heart. You went all in. So now you get a gig with Kool and the Gang. How old were you when you did that?
mm, what, 17 maybe? Yeah, 18. I was, yeah, maybe 17. Yeah, because I was just in New York. Yeah.
Tell us about that experience. Now, did you
Well,
just dance or did you choreograph?
I choreographed it. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was wonderful. But yeah, I choreographed it. It was fun, and it
That's
started a
amazing.
career for me actually, because uh, from there I got a chance to work with Stevie Wonder. I did
Mm.
his video, these three words, and George Clinton. I got to choreograph, and obviously, whenever I choreograph something, I will always be normally will be in it because I was very aware at a young age that you need to think about your future. And that's what a
Mm.
lot of dancers don't think about. When you, after about 25, 30, 40, your career is pretty, as a dancer, is pretty diminished.
Mm. So
So,
help me understand how that mindset and consciousness of your future helped to carve out the long career you've had because it's been over 30 years for you.
yes, it has. My brother, I remember this sounds really outrageous, but I have a great family, first of all. But my oldest brother, I remember being 8 years old in Washington, D.C. We were going to the museums, and he sat me down and said, I was 8. And he was telling me that, you have to think about your pension. So I always knew that I needed to have a pension. I didn't know what a pension was, but in my head, this is why it's important what you say to your children, because some things will stick. But I always knew that I had to have a pension. So when I got into the unions as an actress, I got into the union, Screen Actors Guild, as an
Wait,
actress first. Yeah.
wait a minute. So you're a SAG actress. You've got because I have you as choreographer. I get that. Tell me how you got into acting and you knew to have a SAG card.
Well, went to New York, and I said I needed to be in the union. And my first job was, I think it was Ryan's Hope. And I went on as an extra, and I was a restaurant person. And the director told me, just walk to this chair. And when I walked to the chair, I was like, hi, how are you? Hey, I haven't seen you. And a girlfriend of mine was sitting at the table, mortified. She didn't know what was going on. And you're not supposed to speak when you're an actress. I didn't know that. Nobody told me that. All I knew is that he told me to act normal and go to the chair. And normally, if you're walking, you're going to say, hey, how are you? So that's how I got my card.
You created your own lines.
I put my own lines in there, yeah. But,
Oh, I love it.
you know, in the arts, in New York, you have to do everything. You want to learn everything. You want to sing, you want to dance, you want to act, you want to know. Listen, it's better to be on the set and learn something than to say selling shoes at a store, or packing groceries. Every time you're around a camera, anytime you're around people in the arts, you're going to learn something. Observe, find out, well, what do you do? How come the light is this way? What do the hair people do? What do the makeup people do? You never know, but pay attention, learn something every time, and try to stay in your field. And it's a wonderful career, but you have to think of it as a career. You can't just sing, you can't just dance.
Are
You
you
need
trying to
to.
tell me you're also a singer, Lisa?
Oh, I had a record out. I went to 20 on Billboard, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. It might
No,
not be
wait just a
appropriate.
minute. We want to hear about it.
It was in the disco days, okay?
Are you telling me you were a true triple threat actress, dancer, and singer?
Yes.
I
Hmm.
love it. Now, tell us about your singing career because you did say Billboard. Come on, what did you do?
Well, I'll just say the name of the group was Empire, and it was Quality Records. And it was great because I got a chance to live the life of a rock star. And back then, all you had to do was hand the DJ your DAT, and he would put it in. And for all of you all that don't know what a DAT is, it was like before DVDs, I guess.
Mhm.
And they would put it in and play the music, and we would sing live. And it was great. Otis Lee did the choreography, and I had two dancers that danced with me. It was fun. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
This is
But yeah, but then
what
I had to get realistic and get back to school and finish my career as a dancer.
okay. So I see you also spent some time on Broadway. Tell us about that. And then we're going to talk about this academic career of yours that you thought it was necessary to go back and do because you're doing the whole thing. You're singing, you're getting Billboard hits, you're getting awards for choreography. Let's talk a little bit about being on Broadway.
I had the privilege to choreograph Freddie Jackson when he had a live show on Broadway, and it was called Up Close and Personal. And it was a great experience because when I got to New York, I moved to 45th Street, and Juilliard did not have dorms at the time. So my apartment was on 45th, and I used to walk by I think it's the Imperial Theater every day. Dreamgirls was playing, and all I ever wanted to do was just see my name up on lights. And I was able to achieve that with that. But yeah, I got a chance to choreograph Freddie Jackson, and I used three other dancers. There were four dancers uh, in the show. It was a great experience.
I'm feeling the vibe and the energy from you, and I must say it's quite infectious. Okay, so you go on to create Little Miss African American pageant. And we've talked about the fact that you were Miss Hal Jackson Talented Teens winner, and you've done your own fair share of pageants, and you've seemed to hit your stride at just about everything you tried. Tell us about Little Miss African American pageant that you started 30 years ago.
This is my pride and joy. It really is. And just because I've been so blessed to have worked with some of the most talented people in this world, actually. I mean, if you look at my resume, um, I started out, look at my babies. I started out with Kool and the Gang, Stevie Wonder. I mean, just an amazing career at the very top of my field. And I've worked with the most amazing people, and I wanted to give it back to my little girls because dance classes cost a lot. Great training is everything. You can work hard and take a dance class, but if you're not being trained correctly, then your results are not going to be great. I mean, I'm older now and I can still perform if I needed to. You have to pay a lot of money though. But I wanted to pass it on to our kids. And when I moved to Los Angeles, I tried to involve myself in other programs and I didn't see anything, but I wanted them to know how important they are and what their history is. Our history didn't start with American history. Let's talk about the kings and queens of Egypt. Let's talk about how brilliant we are. Created the abacus and all these mathematical things. How come our kids are failing male? So I came up with this wonderful program, and the parents were like, oh, yes, this is what we need. Let's give them some confidence. So I said, okay, let's put it together. But when I presented it to the children, they were like, I already go to school. And I was like,
Mm.
well, I needed to find something that they would be excited about. And the minute I brought in the crown and the trophy, they were like, yes, let's do it. And we've been doing it. Actually, in a few days, we will be celebrating our 30th year anniversary. I've got I've got girls that are now doctors and lawyers, and I have even girls that are on Broadway.
Oh my!
So
I was going to ask you, are there any
yes,
notables that have come through your program? This is fabulous.
Oh, yes. And they're doing such great. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud. And I'm even more excited because they come back and give to our little ones. And
Oh,
our little ones are just, I just had a group of 6-year-old girls this past year. And the things that came out of their mouth were just amazing. It made me fall in love with Little Miss African American again. And we're nonprofit. We're a nonprofit organization, so they get a chance to experience things like we did a golfing experience a
hmm.
couple weeks ago, and then I'm taking them to see the Chocolate Nutcracker, Debbie Allen's Chocolate Nutcracker, which is
Yes.
a wonderful production. Yeah, in two
It's
weeks.
interesting because I was going to tell you, you present as Debbie Allen
Oh,
on screen. You know, I think all I keep thinking about is that movie Fame. You remember
yeah.
back then? So I'm so happy to hear that. So you're on the West Coast. Your
Yes.
Little Miss African American pageant, is that only available on the West Coast?
No, it is a national program now. It is now officially a national program. So we've had winners from Atlanta and New York. We've had winners from around. I had stopped it being national for a while because my LA girls, I needed to get a hold of them because they were they were getting a little out of hand with the some of the outfits and the things that were going on. So I needed to get a hold of the programming also.
Well, good for you. You want to keep it authentic. So, Lisa, we have all that you're accomplishing on your career side, but tell us a little bit more about Lisa the person as you're so busy doing all these things and adapting and adjusting and ensuring that pension is in place.
Hey, listen, that pension is important, okay? I didn't know, I had no idea until I'm close to that age where I'm gonna have to start looking into it. So all of you artists, think about your future because I don't want to be uh, not have medical insurance and not be able to live when I get older. And I do have a wonderful son who's brilliant, talented, and I'm so thankful for him. But I don't want to put pressure on him. And I have a lot of, like when my parents passed away, uh, at least I had sisters and brothers that we can, we all come together and all. But you don't want to have to be struggling trying to buy food and worried
Mhm.
about where you're living at and all. So just everybody think about your future.
That is so very critical because so often, we see the superstars and those who live fast and furiously and the high life, but when the gigs end, they have made no preparations for what happens later in life.
I just
So,
don't want to GoFundMe. If I pass away, I really don't want to GoFundMe for somebody to try to bury me. Just I would be mortified. I mean, we don't think about these things. But with COVID and all the things that have been going on, you know, I guess we have to think about it.
it's okay. I'm going to get a hold of myself. Okay. So we're sure your son will not need to do a GoFundMe. Okay. You mentioned COVID and the artists, and we have some friends of the TWW family who've done fundraisers for so many musicians and artists during the pandemic for exactly this reason because it looks glitzy and glamorous on the outside, but the real deal is, every gig could be your last gig, and if you're not planning and spreading it out,
Yeah.
you're one event away from a GoFundMe. Tell me about what happened to some of your peers, and you mentioned dancers that you would use when you choreographed and had have your productions. But let's talk a little bit of what happened to some of your fellow artists during the pandemic.
Oh boy, we really suffered. I mean, and not only that, we just came off a strike.
Oh,
So yes, SAG after we just last week and a half
how many
ago.
months were you out? You were out about 7 months, weren't you?
Yeah, and it was bad because we couldn't work. We couldn't work. So
So
what do? You know, hopefully you have a savings or try to pick up a job like, Macy's or Uber's Eats but that money is not what entertainment money is. And also what I found out also, education unfortunately is not what entertainment is. I taught at USC, did a couple productions there. It's wonderful young people. I love to give back, but it doesn't pay what entertainment is. But entertainment, you have to be prepared because everybody doesn't work consistently
That's right.
in entertainment. So you have to learn how to balance your budget and save for a rainy day. And my mother used to say, "Oh, you should learn to type because if you learn to type, you can always get a job as a secretary." I said, "I don't want to learn how to type because I never wanted to learn how to be. I didn't want to be a secretary. I didn't want to lean back on it, but I really wish I would have because during the pandemic, I went to get a job at a temp agency, and they sat me down and they wanted to do a test, typing test,
Mhm.
and boy, those girls were going." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I looked the part, but I couldn't type, 100 words a minute like they did. So I didn't get a job. So it's like, okay, what do you do? But anyway,
Mhm.
just,
I
you know,
get that whole not being able to type 100 words per minute thing because exactly as you said, I wanted to make sure I was not the secretary. So I'm like, I'm not going to learn to type. And now here we are with a computer screen in our face. If you want to order coffee, you better know how to type. So, so what did you end up doing? What did you end up doing during this
I
strike?
prayed. I just prayed. I prayed. Actually, actually, from my wonderful career, I had to have some surgery. So I took that time to take care of a health
Okay.
matter. And
Well,
I
that's
thank
pretty.
goodness I've been able to work because I was able to have insurance. So
There you go. Thank God. Well, you know, Lisa, let's talk about what you're getting ready to do with the holidays. Are you doing anything special with the little girls for the holidays? Because I'm sure there's a production in the making.
yes. Well, actually, we are going to go to, we got a sponsor from the Emmanuel Baptist Church, which I'm so excited about. Our girls are going to go see the Chocolate Nutcracker, and
Mhm.
then we are going to have a master class. And what a master class is, I've got 3 different choreographers that are going to come in, and they're going to have a ballet class, they're going to have an African dance class, and then we're going to do a jitterbug dance class. So they're going to learn because that way we can talk about the history of like the Harlem Renaissance and all. I always like to tie things in with history. So, yep. So I'm very thankful for the Emmanuel Baptist Church, and they're in New York, actually. Well,
Oh,
Brooklyn. Yeah, they're in Brooklyn.
that's fabulous. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking with none other than Lisa Ruffin. She is choreographer, producer, director, and actress. She is also the founder and producer of Little Miss African American Pageant. And if you've learned nothing else today, be sure to have a pension. And if you're going to
Oh,
relate your girls around, tell them about a pension plan. Plant the seed. You must have a plan. And she had me laughing today. She says, "I will not have to GoFundMe." I get it. It's the holiday season, and I hope you have enjoyed time with your family. We here at The Whole Woman are so getting ready for our big annual fundraiser, our 10th annual fundraiser. But you may have noticed that on Friday, our Black Friday thing was about Lady Mist. And you may remember Lady Mist Collection was created in partnership with 3 other African American businesses. We worked with Shoe Cosmetic, Miracle Buttercream, and Home Sense. Well, the barcode's there, and I'm going to make an exception, and my team is going to get me. It is Monday. It is about 6:30 p.m. on the East Coast on Monday. If you go online and you make a purchase of any product in the Lady Mist collection, and it is time and date stamped, 6:30 p.m. on Monday, December. What am I saying? December. November. What date? I don't even know what date it is, but if it's dated today, timestamp December 27th, anytime 6:30 p.m., I'm going to give you 12 hours, and 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 28th, you too will get what we did for our Black Friday special, which is a Lady Mist hand sanitizer for free. So remember, check out the barcode, go online, get yours. And if you haven't gotten your tickets yet or donated for 10th annual fundraiser, be sure to do that. Remember, you can go to twww.holiday 2023.eventbrite.com. We have been talking with Lisa Ruffin, and I have absolutely enjoyed you. I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season and enjoy those little babies. I'm sure we'll have another star in the making. I'm Natalie B. McKenzie, and you're watching Living Life Authentically. I wish you enough life to live, enough joy to give, enough love to share. I wish you enough. Good night.
Good night.